ahead and get into the game picks. Starting off with our first game, Broncos, Jags. Jacksonville's favored. Real quickly this week, we are not doing X Factors. 5 of the games are going to predict the score. The rest of it, we're just going to do the team because it makes the video kind of excessive and sometimes it's just kind of blatantly obvious and it leads to unnecessary debate. And I think it's just kind of boring, personally. So, Broncos, Jags, who do you have winning on 3? 1, 2, 3. Jaguars. You're meant to say, on 3. When I say 1, 2, 3, you don't wait for us to say it and then say it. So he is a sub. I haven't explained this at all yet. Noah can't make it today, so now everyone is needed to sub except for me. So, yeah, it's crazy. But we are filming this in my house, so probably will stay that way. But so Jacksonville, I think this one's pretty obvious. Denver has not been clicking at all this year.
Jacksonville's gonna win because the Broncos are duty booty, bro.
Okay.
Except Brett Rippon. He's good. He went to this school right here.
I say Jaguars win this because honestly, Broncos always trade for a quarterback that are like
That is
good,
true.
but they're kind of old, and it looks like Russell Wilson's laying an egg at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, so that is going to be at 1 o'clock if you want to watch that, which why would you? You can at 1. But moving on now to, we're predicting the score for this one. He's a Steelers fan.
No.
Steelers, Eagles. Who do you have winning on 3? The 6-0 Eagles versus the 2-5 Steelers. Obviously, take a guess who's favored. Wild shot in the dark.
Steelers are.
3, 2, 1. Eagles. What is your score?
28-7.
42-17.
41-20.
Okay.
I have George Pickens in fantasy, so he better get at least 3 touchdowns.
So I think Jalen Hurts is gonna tear him up this week.
He better.
He better. You have him in fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think 42-17 is very reasonable. If you want to watch this game at 1 o'clock, which again, unless you're an Eagles fan, you might not really want to because it's not going to be close. But
the Steelers' only 2 wins came from the Bucks and who did they win?
Bengals first week.
Yeah.
Oh, did they lose last
field
week?
goal.
Tampa.
They won.
Pittsburgh.
No, they lost to
The Dolphins.
yeah.
Oh,
Pittsburgh
Dolphins.
lost to Miami last
Barely,
week.
bro.
The Eagles are 6-0. They're going to have to go to 7-0. Cardinals, Vikings, another 1 o'clock game. Minnesota is favored to win at 5-1. They had a bye last week. Coming off of it, do you have Minnesota winning on 3? Yes or no? 1, 2, 3.
See.
Yes. That's yes in French right there.
No, it's in Portuguese.
Oh, my bad. So, I think that Alexander Madison is one of the best running back 2s in the league. But, Evan, why do you have the Minnesota?
Hey, Spencer, first, explain what college you went to.
Boise State University. Now, why do you have Minnesota winning?
I say Minnesota's going to win because Cardinals don't really have a good secondary, and I think Jay Jettis is going to tear them up.
Justin Jefferson.
There you go.
You ripped your favorite. You get the ripped copy. Justin Jefferson is pretty good. Kirk Cousins is going to throw to him a lot. But I do think Alexander Madison is going to have a monster game against this Cardinals defense. They've been struggling all year, up and down, 3-4. 3-5 is not going to be a great spot for the Cardinals. But when you think about it, there's a lot of great teams that have a chance to be going 3-5. Green Bay, Tampa, and Arizona now.
Not that
Team that is also not at risk of going 3-5, and we thought would be more like 0-5 is the New York Jets, who are at home, who are hosting the New England Patriots. They are 5-2. New England's 3-4. We're going to call the score for this one. New England's favored to win the game, believe it or not. Who do you have on 3? 1, 2, 3.
Patriots.
Jets. You're the odd one out here. What is your score, and why'd you pick
24-21.
I said 31-24.
31-24.
Wow. Go ahead. Why did you pick them?
Brees Hall. Obviously, have you heard?
You picked the Patriots.
Oh, Brees Hall tore his ACL.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And Zach Wilson sucks, as we all know. And the whole team sucks, so they just get lucky. And the Patriots have Ramondre Stevenson, who I have him on fantasy, so you better go nuclear. And that's why they're going to win.
I personally think you're wrong. The Jets are going to win. I was high on them at the beginning of the season. They were my upset team. So far, that's been correct. And I think it's going to continue. They're going to ride to 6-2 and hopefully be tied with the Bills because I am a Packers fan. But why'd you pick the Jets? Never mind. Okay, thank you so much for sharing. Let's move on now to Raiders Saints. Both teams are 2-5. Really tough.
Bro, what the flip is this? How are they 2-5 and they're 1-4-1 in the paper?
That's meant to say Texans. But so Both these teams are 2-5, having a really tough year. They are meant to do a lot better. But who do you have winning on 3? 1, 2, 3. Saints. Evan, why'd you pick them?
I
Better be
picked
Michael.
them
Better be
because
Michael Thomas.
I feel like they've been getting like kind of rigged lately because they've been losing like really close games, and also the Raiders.
The Raiders have also been losing really close games.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I feel like the Raiders, they added too many like players that are like good, and they're like kind of like not clicking, so like they're not like connecting to actually build like a good offense because honestly their defense isn't that good.
So this year, both of these teams have new first-year head coaches. And let's take a look how that has been turning out. So let's take a look at some rookie head coaches in the NFL. They haven't been doing great this year with some pretty good teams. Buccaneers, high hopes. Todd Bowles in Tampa Bay. That has not turned out how they would have wanted. Dennis Allen with the Saints. They had pretty high hopes too. Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, Jameis Winston. They've ended up going 2-5. Nathaniel Hackett with the Denver Broncos. They are also being a flop. Russell Wilson was expected to turn this team around, and he's made them 2-5. Josh McDaniels with Las Vegas. Bill Belichick protege, not doing well in the big league. He's also 2-5 with the Las Vegas Raiders after adding Devontae Adams. So, with that being said, this game is two of those rookie head coaches to go. One of them is going to be 3-5. One of them is going to be 2-6, which is pretty frightening to me for a team. For either of these teams being 2-6. Before we move on real quickly, I would like to say that they spend a lot of time recording, but I spend a lot of time editing it too. These things take 6 hours to make.
Begging for likes?
I'm begging for subscribers, yes. I want to hit 50 subscribers by January 1st. We're at 21 right now, so we need 29 more. It's not a super realistic goal, but I think we can do it, guys. Hit that subscribe button down below. I want to pass my friend Jacob. He has a Minecraft Bed Wars channel. So it shouldn't be that hard to pass him, but we'll find out, won't we? But now let's go ahead and move straight into the 3-4 Bears and the 5-2 Dallas Cowboys. I wonder who's favored. Another 1 o'clock game on 3. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys. Okay, this is pretty simple. Dak Prescott is...
DeMarcus Lawrence and Leighton Vander Esch.
Defensively, they're really good. Offensively, they're really good. The Bears aren't.
Micah Parsons.
That's where both those guys went to school.
Boise State, we know. But Dallas, weapons-wise, they have CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup. They don't really need that with Vander Esch, the other guy, DeMarcus Lawrence, and most of all, Micah Parsons.
Nope.
The best defensive player on that team, possibly even in the NFC. Yes, over Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald's been quiet this year.
He has been pretty quiet this year. We'll get into him later during the Rams game, which is later in this video, so stick around for that if you want to see us talk about Aaron Donald. But now, let's go ahead and move on to Panthers Falcons. Sam gave you a preview.
And
Falcons favored.
1, 2, 3.
Falcons! That was really good Japanese. Why'd you pick the Panthers?
I picked the Panthers because I feel like their third string is going to come to life, and Robbie Anderson... It's their third string. And DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson are going to carry.
Robbie Anderson's not on that team anymore.
Yeah, you got traded to the Cardinals.
When?
Like a couple weeks ago? Like 2 weeks ago?
Well, DJ Moore's going to carry.
So I don't think we're getting a point here on this one, but I'm going with
Avery Williams, obviously.
Avery Williams.
Boise State. He actually, the return man, had like a 52-yard punt return that set him up for a touchdown, I think. He's a GOAT, so that's why I have him winning.
All right, I'm going to... So, yeah, I think this is pretty simple. I mean, the Panthers did just get a nice win against the Bucs, but the Bucs have been in a funk this year. Dolphins Lions. Who do you have winning on 3? 1, 2, 3.
Dolphins. There's not much explaining because obviously the Lions, they're just horrible. They have like a decent offense, a garbage defense, and the Dolphins their defense has actually been good this year. So I think their defense is gonna shut them out. So that's why.
Well, all of those games, if you watch them, I think you're half crazy because those are not going to be very good. But let's move on now to the 4 o'clock games. We haven't predicted the score in a while, but we will soon, trust me. But first, we have to go into game of the week right here. Titans-Texans.
That is definitely the game of the week.
Close game coming up. Who do you have winning on 3? 1, 2, 3.
Titans.
There are not a lot of close matchups so far.
Nope.
But so far, Tennessee has been showing to be pretty good. Derrick Henry's played well. He didn't do very well last week for fantasy. But
Ryan Tannehill sucks, but their whole
yeah,
team is
the
carrying
team
them.
around them is really good. Mike Vrabel's coached the team well. Their defense has been playing really well. One of the best in the league.
Kevin Byard did good.
And not to say,
The
I mean,
Texans
sorry,
suck.
not to mention that the Texans are probably the worst team in the NFL. They don't have a quarterback. Their only wide receivers, Brandon Cooks. They don't have an O-line. Their defense is
They
dog
do have
crap.
a god running back by the name of Damian Pierce, who
You
is
go
on
to
my
Boise
fantasy
State?
team. Oh, he's on my fantasy team.
And
wish he went
their
to Boise
head
State.
coach, Lovie Smith, has not been performing well at 1-4-1, obviously. I think they're going to stay the bottom seed in the AFC and maybe end up like that at the end of the year, too.
Here's one of the first close games, actually.
Yeah, let's move on now to what is going to actually be hopefully a pretty good game. So far, if you watch any of these, you're probably just
Like,
A fan of
You
a
probably
fan
just-
of one of the teams, or you have no other game to watch because all the 1 o'clock games are pretty horrible.
yeah.
But Giants Seahawks. Seahawks are favored somehow on 3. 1, 2, 3. Giants. Why?
Good point. I don't know. Yeah, I think the Giants, Daniel
You
Jones.
think they're posers?
What?
You think they're pretenders?
They are pretenders.
They're not contenders. They're
They
pretenders.
have no wide receivers. Kenny Galladay, I don't even think he's injured right now. I think their wide receiver one is named Wandale Robinson or something. I think his name is.
Wandale Robinson.
But there's
Or
also
something.
someone called Saquon Barkley.
I know that.
Yeah,
is.
he does exist,
Except
and
Daniel
he
Jo-
has been doing great this year.
He's gonna be the top running back.
He has been comeback player of the year right now.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, he's never played a full season. I really hope this is his year. He does one full season finally. That
He's gonna be the
really
rushing
strange.
leader.
He is gonna be the rushing leader in the NFL. He's rushing leader for the New York
But
Giants.
did you guys
obviously.
hear DK Metcalf almost had surgery on his knee?
But he
But
didn't.
He didn't. But he's not gonna play this week.
And you still picked him.
I still.
He's on my fantasy team.
Guys, one name I have to mention, guys, is rookie. Actually, never mind. Kenneth Walker.
To go to Boise State.
Nope. He's been a flippin' beast. Let me just pull up his stats really quick, guys. Let me pull up his stats. He is an absolute guy rusher. Last game, 74-yard touchdown. My God, you guys might have missed it. I
A
didn't.
long touchdown.
I wish I was any of my running backs in fantasy, but I wasn't. And I have no internet. So just gonna toss it over there. But Kenneth Walker, he's been a flippin' beast. I don't see him stopping. And that's why I have the Seahawks.
I see the Giants squabbling them because Seahawks have a great offense, but the Giants have a pretty good defense, and I think their offense can keep up because their offense has played really well. With Saquon Barkley quite literally putting the team on his shoulders.
This is a
And then
rematch.
some. But now we're going to move on. We're finally predicting the score again. I know you've been waiting for it. We do it for the Sunday night, Monday night game, as well as 2 1 o'clocks and a 4 o'clock. We may move that up to 2 4 o'clocks, but this week the games are just so bad we didn't. 49ers at 3-4 and the Rams at 3-3 coming off a bye. San Francisco's favored. Who do you have winning on 3 and by what's who do you have winning on 3? 1, 2, 3. 49ers. What's the score?
I had 49ers winning 27-20.
31-24.
27-13. So, the 49ers own the Rams in the regular season at least. There's something like I think they're
Also own the
7-0 in the playoffs. They do, not in the regular season. I think they're like 9-0 against the Rams in the past 5 years, including this one. And I think it's going to go up to 10-0. They sweep them like every single year. Even last year with the Super Bowl team, they still swept them. I think it's going to stay the same this year. Last rematch from earlier this year, they won 24-9.
Yeah,
And
that's a pretty big one.
the 49ers, they haven't looked amazing. I mean, they played well, but they
Guess who
haven't
they just acquired,
looked
though?
amazing. But they did get
Christian McCaffrey.
McCaffrey, and he's going to do really good against the Rams defense. That is
Well, let's
kinda
just talk
rusty.
about their offense. They have Jimmy Garoppolo,
Who
which
kind of sucks.
no, he's not that good. But George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, and Christian McCaffrey.
And Brandon Ayuk, plus a godly O-line.
And then on defense, Nick Bosa and Fred Warner.
Now, we probably should want to talk about it. Aaron Donald has been having a quiet year this year. He's not been making all the noise and all the sacks that he usually does. I think he's actually, for the first time in his career, not going to get Defensive Player of the
I should
Year.
have chucked my phone.
It should be TJ Watt. It should be TJ Watt Say it in the comments, TJ Watt, in the
He
comments.
hasn't even, like, injured.
He's injured, but last year he tied the sack leader. Aaron Donald should have not got that.
It is clearly DeMarcus Lawrence who's going to win.
Oh, my God. How do you think it's going to play out?
Don't know. I just think.
Moving on, 27-13 for me. I think you're going to see, I think it's going to be like 14-0 at halftime. The Rams are going to make an attempt to come back. I don't know if that's going to be by a touchdown and 2 field goals, or if they're going to get a touchdown and miss 2 touchdowns, miss the extra point. But the 49ers, again, they're going to score a touchdown, maybe a couple field goals, maybe a touchdown, miss extra point. I don't know. It could be 24-13 easily, but
Aaron Donald actually has 4 sacks this season.
that's it?
That's so
TJ
good.
Watt has that much, and he got injured in week 2.
How many sacks does Saquon Barkley have?
I think it's 16.
That sounds about right. Explain your score, Evan.
For what?
For this game.
Oh.
Why'd you pick 31-24?
I picked 31-24. I think the Rams are going to make a good run, but then 49ers are going to, like, change it up at halftime. So, like, the 49ers are going to make a comeback, like a 13-score comeback.
13-score comeback.
Wow, they scored 13
They're
times?
gonna score 13 times.
No,
13
points.
Okay. So let's go ahead and move on now to Commanders Colts. 3-4 and 3-1. Commanders coming off a very much upset win against Green Bay. Who do you have winning on 3 with Indianapolis favored? 1, 2, 3.
Commanders.
Oh. Whoa! Explain.
I think the
I mean, they did just beat a Super Bowl team.
No, they didn't. Packers are not a Super
You're
Bowl team.
so biased.
I'm not biased.
Bro, you're a Packers fan. All right,
I'm not.
I'm picking the Commanders.
Bears fan.
I'm picking the Commanders here because I feel like their defense can shut down Jonathan Taylor. And
Sure.
I actually think
Yes.
the opposite. I think
No.
Jonathan Taylor's going to storm
No,
over
and then who do they have as the wide receivers? Pittman.
For the Colts.
Yeah, Pittman.
Their secondary is so good.
They have Alex Pierce.
Kendall
Alex
Fuller,
Pierce.
Cameron Curl. I think they're gonna shut them down, and I think their offense is gonna pull it out.
All right, well, I have one word for this try this week. And 2 words. Jonathan Taylor.
Explain.
I don't need to.
Oh my God.
It's Jonathan Taylor. Everybody knows
He's
his
coming
name
off
in
an
football.
injury. He might not.
Okay,
do that
he played
well.
last week.
Yeah, and
He
didn't
still
get
had
that
over,
many
like,
fantasy points.
He still had over 5 yards a carry, which is above NFL standards.
So the Colts are going to win because the Commanders are a trash organization.
Yep.
They have sucked all year. They
Yep.
got
Yep.
kind of lucky that they had to face the Packers to get one of those wins, who are a completely dysfunctional team. They're not very good at all. This is tough for the Commanders fans to hear, but I think they've probably heard it before. This team is not great. The Colts are pretty good. They benched Matt Ryan and are starting a 6th-round draft pick, which I forgot about.
That's probably
So I'm going to change my pick to the Commanders right now. I'm going
Let's
Commanders.
go!
Oh, I forgot they benched Matt Ryan. That's not going to be a good decision.
Matt Ryan has the most picks in the NFL. They don't need him.
I'm switching to Commanders. Well, they're back up as a 6th-round draft pick. Never
Oh,
thrown the
God.
ball.
We
And
are screwed.
we're going to move on now.
We
so
are
you can't
absolutely
change.
screwed.
Packers, Bills. I changed to Commanders right there.
Mm-hmm.
Packers, Bills. Who do you have winning?
You don't need that paper anymore.
Yeah, actually, I do.
Oh, yeah.
Packers, Bills. Who do you have winning on 3? 1, 2, 3.
Bills.
Evan, go ahead and explain.
You don't need to
My
explain
score
much.
is gonna be 35-17.
28-17.
28-17.
Wow, we picked the same thing, so you're the odd one out. Score-wise, why'd you pick it?
I think that the Bills, they're gonna just tear them up because they have a good running back,
Tear them up like
good quarterback, Stephon Diggs,
them.
Gabriel Davis, and their defense is just gonna lock them
I think
down.
they're the best in the NFL. I think the Bills are going to win 28-17 because I think the Packers might get a couple lucky scores if they're lucky. But the Bills, I think Stephon Diggs is going to have one of the games of his career. Actually, not that of his career. But probably one of the best wide receiver games this year. Actually, I'll explain that further today. But the Bills are going to just freaking destroy the Packers. I don't even care. I'm a Packer fan. I don't really care.
I'm
Hey,
really
guys. Hey, stop. Close secure. Yeah. You know college close secure one too?
Boise State. He's literally the 4th string. Who?
No, he's not. He's third
Shakir.
string.
Who's that?
He got touched on against your
A no-
trash Pittsburgh
A
Steelers.
nobody wide receiver. That's who it is.
He got a touchdown against a trash pick for the Steelers.
He'd be the
He
number
has more
one
fancy points than Kenneth Pickett has the whole year.
How says Kenny Pickett hasn't played the full year?
He's played 3 games. He's thrown 7 picks. That's flipping garbage.
That's godly, bro.
All right, explain your score.
So, I picked 28-17. I think it's going to be like, I don't know, something like 14-3 at halftime. Packers are going to score 2 touchdowns in the second half, but the Bills are going to match it and win the game.
Yep.
I rooted for the Packers. I see this honestly as a trap game. I honestly think they're more likely to win this game than they are the Commanders game, just because the Bills are coming off a bye. They're going to be kind of rusty. Bengals, Browns, 4-3, Cincinnati, 2-5, Cleveland, Cincy's favorite.
I'm not gonna watch this game
for Monday night. 1, 2, 3,
Bengals.
What was your score?
31-14.
29-23.
28-27.
Both of the scores better be a Mark Cooper. You know what?
Do not ask me.
Fancy.
Do not ask me why I think the Bengals are going to get 29 points or how I think they're going to get 29 points. Because that involves them kicking 5 field goals.
No, they're going to get. Let's see. They're going to get 14 safeties in.
Evan McPherson's choked. You've seen him.
Yeah, okay, now stop. Zig's right. The Bengals are going to get 14 safeties.
Sorry, 13 safeties.
13 safeties in a field goal.
Alright, explain.
Why did this be such a close game?
I feel like it's coming down to the wire. Browns
need a win.
Browns go for a 2-pointer.
Kevin Stefanski also isn't a rookie head coach.
Browns go for a 2-pointer to risk it for the win, and they mess up.
Ow.
Just like the Ravens do every week.
Ravens, not good.
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson's just a carry.
Steelers, not good.
At least
The game is going to start off, and they are going to get
13
5 safeties in the first half.
Safeties.
We'll get 5 safeties.
How much money would you give me if they had 13 safeties?
I'll give you $100, but if they don't, you have to give me one.
Nope, I'm not doing that.
Okay, so I think the game's going to start off. They're going to get, I'm going to go with, they're going to get 10 safeties. So that's going to give them their first 20 points. And then they're going to kick. No, they're going to kick a touchdown. They're going to get the extra point. They're going to get one more safety.
Oh, wow.
So they're going to get 11 safeties and a 7-pointer touchdown. And the Browns, they're going to get, what do you think? They're going to get 10 safeties in a field goal.
They're obviously going to kick 7 field goals and they get one safety.
Yeah, they're going to get 7 field goals and get a safety.